welcome back to Dicebreaker, where hopefully today we're going to be doing some painting. Uh, Here's Matt. Oh, to my
Hello.
left.
I can't
Oh,
see you, so it's very confusing because it's just the voice of Lolies in my head.
I've also realized I never updated the overlay.
Oh,
So it still says that we're painting the apology bus, which is a lie.
it's fine.
So
We'll just make up for it with an apology for the apology bus, which is not here.
I've done it. I've updated it. Nobody
Oh,
knew.
look at that.
Nobody knows any different. It's fine. This stream has already been the smoothest stream we've ever done.
I mean, it's not the most technically kind of afflicted stream we've done. Not yet, anyway. I mean, we're literally like 30 seconds into it. So let's see how we go, shall we?
Sorry we're late, by the way. We were having some issues with I don't know what with, but we had some issues.
Spiders, according to the chat. There was a lot of spider
Spiders.
talk because I made a typo. But it was
Oh,
all
okay. What
well.
was this? What was the type of that?
It was someone's username, but I just typed the word spider, I think.
Oh.
Sent it by mistake. I hit enter too early. So it's just shout out to all you spiders out there. Keep on having legs.
Lots and lots of legs. Good job. What are you painting today?
So I am painting the Dayakai. I'm very bad at pronunciation. Apologies from
Oh.
Infinity. I've already made some kind of headway on it, but I've also brought along a couple more of the JSA figures from Infinity, so I might crack into them a little later, depending on basically how I feel. There's no kind of rhyme or reason to it, but I bought a load of Infinity figures about 2 months ago, and then was like, I'm really excited to paint these, and then painted one, and then never had any spare time again.
I really like the color scheme on that one though. I think it's like it reminds me. It's kind of like Do you remember when I was a kid, Matt? Do
When
you remember that time when I was a kid?
I mean,
And
not personally, but
oh no, you've gotten really big all of a sudden.
well,
Why?
that's nice of you to say. I don't know.
Why has this happened?
I can, well, who technical issues abound. I'll just wait, hold on. Oh, it's really weird because I can't see where I am. So I will try and move things into the correct corner if it stays like this.
Oh my god.
It might
Okay.
sort itself out. This is a thing that happens, I feel, no matter what platform we're using. A little behind the scenes. People just change sizes at random.
I don't know how to fix. I know how to fix it in Streamlabs. I don't know how to fix it in OBS because everything's different. Um, so we might just have a zoom in on Matt's face.
Wait, hold on. I will try and.
Forevermore.
Oh, I don't. This
This is
probably
what
isn't
happens.
working.
This is what happens when other dad, who's good with video stuff, isn't here, and my younger brother wheels.
I don't. I have no idea if that's right because I have to wait like 30
Yeah,
seconds with everyone
it's
else.
right. It's right. It's right. I'm just getting like from here up, which is well from here up actually, um, which is fine. I'm just trying to see if I can actually fix it. What are you gonna do more of the same color scheme for the next
Yeah.
figure?
So JSA, I think they're like their canon color scheme is like white and red. But I actually got into Infinity with a very close friend of mine, and we were talking about color schemes so that we didn't clash. Um, and he mentioned going white and red. So I've gone for Evangelion purple and green. So it is based on Evangelion, which means I have to mix a very specific amount of goblin green and demonic yellow because I'm using army painter paints.
Ah, very cool. I did the thing that I was trying to figure out what to do. So I'm gonna try and fix it without anyone seeing. Ooh. Let's see if
I
that
mean,
works.
well, hopefully the audience will see that it's fixed.
Yes, but they won't see me fixing it. Oh no, they will. Never mind. There he is. All better.
Oh,
All
am I
better.
fixed now? Should I move my?
Yes.
Okay.
No, you don't have to move anything.
Oh, well, I moved my laptop to try and account for the. That's fine. It's all fine. This is the smoothest stream we've ever run here at Dicebreaker.
Right. Anyway, I'm
What?
going to be painting a cat.
Which cat?
Um, so,
Just
it's a good
Honey.
question. I'm glad you asked, Matt Jarvis. So I have had these Cats and Catacomb minis for my whole life. It feels like I painted one of them on a previous stream, but my good friend Sonny ran a D&D session for me and some other people here, and he stole it away by accident. I had showed it to him and I'd left it beside him, and when he took away his minis, he also packed away my cat.
Oh no.
And I was very proud of it. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna do my second cat. It's these minis are really tiny. I know you can't see this. You're gonna see this on like a massive delay. Um, but it's a really tiny. I think it's like a Persian cat.
Yeah, they
I don't know
are.
the names.
I have no idea what the scale they are. They're from Steamforge, but they are very, very small.
Yes. So this one's called Verdandi, and he's a Norwegian forest druid, or there, I should say. I don't know their sex. Maybe I could check by lifting their tail. But yeah, they're really tiny, so I've been trying to like pick out the biggest ones out of the lot to paint, because obviously I'm like still a novice painter, and like this is one of the bigger ones, so that's telling you something.
Yeah, and they're pretty good models. They have a lot of detail, but because they
Mm.
are so small, trying to pick out like a cat's earrings or, you know, a monocle or something is extremely hard.
Especially when you only have like giant paintbrushes like me.
I will say, so like I say, I got into Infinity and I went all in with Infinity. I picked up a box set with a load of Infinity figures, and I also took the opportunity, by which I mean excuse, to buy a lot more paintbrushes. So I'm using Army Painter paintbrushes because I also like Army Painter paints. But there is a brush they just call the Psycho, and it has this very, very small,
Ooh.
it's only like a few strands.
It's pretty. I like the handle and everything. It's pretty.
Yeah,
It looks like
so the whole
silk.
set, I like that. And one of the things I like as someone that is not super well versed, well, let's say not to the level of Wills and Johnny, is they just label them handily. So there's detail,
Oh.
there's insane detail, character, whatever that means. Presumably it's just fun to hang out with. I don't know. But yeah, but it's kind of nice to just look at and go, okay, the brush is telling me what I should use it for.
That's good. I like that. I appreciate that. I'm turning my volume up also. There you go.
Just everything on the table, just a real behind the scenes stream.
Oh, Mian was in the chat when you were big, and she was like, "Big and mad" in all caps. We've also had a super chat from Hello, I'm Duke N, who says, "Hey, well, it's a pair wearing sunglasses and like a sweatband, and it's turning around and going, 'Hey, you,' and
Hey.
waving."
Pair?
Is it on a phone? No. Maybe it's giving a thumbs up, actually.
Yeah, I
can't
think
see
it's
it.
a kind of like, hey, you.
One of those. You can't see, but I'm winking.
All right. That's the noise of a wink. I recognized the noise of an eyelid being closed. All right. I need to mix up my very specific green, which I've not done.
Oh, Revolver Rock has I think, is that a question? On the ox line of thoughts that cats and dogs should be named after food, what would you name an animal character? I'm thinking Duchess Potato for a blonde, long-haired cat. I think that's a good start. That's a good one.
I think it depends on the animal, right? It's like, it depends on their personality, depends on what kind of animal they are. Because I feel like, I don't know, sometimes if you've ever had a pet, you'll get a pet and you'll look at it and you'll be like, oh, okay, you are, you know, when I look at Holly and go, yeah, like she's a Holly. But I think if you looked at other pets, that would be different. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's a very specific thing that I do, where I look at animals and go, I've decided what your name should be,
I do that with
solely
people.
on judging your looks.
I do that with people, and then I'm like, your name is Frank, and they're like, no, my name's David. I'm like, but you look like a Frank though. um, and then sometimes I'm actually right. And then other times I'm not right, but I'll keep calling them the name that I've named them.
Wow. Just like gradually kind of convincing them to be called a different name. That's weirdly dark. It's like eventually they forget their own name. I am just Frank now.
Maybe I am Frank. No, I love doing that. I love looking at people and being like, or when people tell me their name and I'm like, yeah, you do look like a blah blah blah. It's like you don't look like a Matt, you look like a Martin.
Oh God. People used to call me Martin. I often get it in emails still, work-related emails, it's one of those things where my name is very easy to spell. It's relatively common, and Martin is extra letters.
Yeah.
So it feels weird that it would go that way rather than, often I think it goes the other way, right, where people abbreviate something.
Yeah.
But adding extra letters always feels very strange. It's like you're just making life harder for yourselves and me because my name is not Martin. I used to get Max a lot at school. That was like the classic teacher not really paying attention to the register, call me Max.
I get Alice.
Yeah, I can see that.
Or I weirdly, I used to get a lot of Alexander. It's like I'm clearly not like a boy, but Alexander is usually a boy's name.
Yeah.
I don't know, I thought that was really weird. Like Alice, I kind of understand because like just the way I talk, maybe I'm saying, maybe I'm mumbling my own name. I don't know. Maybe it sounds like Alex, because Alex and Alice, fair enough, But Alexander is like, or Alexandria. Yeah. It's like, no, I said Alexandra.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've definitely done it in emails as well, and it's one of those feelings where you send it and immediately go, "Oh no." So that often causes like a very quick apology email where it's like, I 100% called you the wrong name.
I'd rather get an email straight away apologizing than it not being acknowledged, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
because mistakes happen.
You got to fess up,
Yeah.
But there is a member of the events team here at ReadPop, which is the company that owns Dicebreaker, called Ryan Marcus, and because the way the email listed his name, I kept calling him Marcus because it was like Marcus, Ryan.
Yeah.
And eventually I was just like, I'm so sorry. I've been calling you Marcus the whole time. This was only a few weeks in, but it was still quite embarrassing.
We have another super chat from Simon Ragg. Says, I've started channeling my inner Lolies with the joke of the day at work. Yay! Why didn't the skeleton go to see a scary movie?
It had nobody to go with.
No, he didn't have the guts.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, because it was specifically a scary movie.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
That's what was there. Very good, Simon. Love it. Speaking of joke of the day, I do have my joke book ready.
Joke of the day, joke of the day. 2, 3, 4, joke of the day. Joke of the day.
Oh, I'm running out of I'm doing I've done cat jokes. I've done painting jokes. Oh, ghosts! I just opened it on ghosts, and seeing as we were speaking about scary stuff, and it is spoopy season now, officially.
It is, as of the 1st of October.
The first joke was, why didn't the ghosts go to the ball? Because he had nobody to go with.
A classic.
Who did the ghost take to the dance?
His ghoul friend.
Yes!
Or their ghoul friend. Apologies for heteronormative ghosts.
Oh no.
But yes, ghoul friend. Oh, okay. Is that like what do ghosts eat for dessert? Ice cream.
Goulash.
Oh, goulash. Wait, is goulash a dessert?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's main course. This ghost-themed menu we're coming up with. It's going to be a hit.
Right. We seem to have some buffering.
Ooh.
Really badly. Just lagging. Oh no.
Well, hopefully the audio is at least coming through cleanly. I don't know. I don't
know either.
I'm sorry, don't move. It will eventually. No one will be able to tell the difference.
Don't move a muscle.
Dicebreaker coming to you in stop motion. I am, in fact, made of clay.
What's the difference between a good joke and a bad joke timing?
All right, yeah.
Thanks, Chris Rakowski, for that super chat.
I'll take that.
Oh, God. It looks fine in OBS, so I think this might be a my internet issue, which is fun.
It is one of the many perils of working from home, is dealing with, well, when there's all 5 of us in a stream, dealing with 5 different internet connections and setups and all sorts.
Oh, it's better now. Okay.
It's one of those things where, particularly coming from board games, where board games mainly you just unpack a load of cardboard, and the only real peril is if a component is missing. Compared to video games where things can break, or it has to patch, or the stream goes down, or whatever it may be. Board games normally just point a camera at a load of card on a table, you're done. But trying to do it over the internet makes everything harder.
I didn't sign up for this tech life.
Tech life. Tech life.
Tech life. Yeah, unfortunately, I live in an area where they refuse to give us good internet. So I'm having, and I managed to upgrade my internet recently, but it's still not fantastic, and it likes to do what it likes to do when it likes to do it. Unfortunately. But yeah, welcome to the Dicebreaker podcast, now coming to you on a Thursday afternoon.
Hey. Don't take my hosting job.
No, there is an actual podcast coming tomorrow. We have another joke. Dave Longan has done a super chat. If we're doing joke time, here's one. Knock knock.
Who's there?
An L.
An L who?
An L. Wait, what? Oh, sorry, damn, I messed it up. Hold on. Let's try that again. Knock knock.
Who's there?
An L who?
An owl who?
Oh, you're an L too? Sorry I messed that up the first time, but that was a very good joke. We got there in the end.
We did. Also, I think that every time is joke time when you are around, Lolies.
Are you calling me a joke?
No, not at all. But I always admire your commitment to reading out jokes and to.
I mean, part of the thanks needs to go for Alex Meehan, who got me this joke book.
Oh, was it from Meehan? I didn't realise that. Oh, of course it was. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
Let's see. Have we got any more ghost jokes? What do ghosts eat for breakfast?
I feel like I should know this. I don't know this.
Shredded wheat.
Shredded wheat. You know what? I was like, I'm sure it's something to do with shredded wheat, but I can't think of the. It's just. It was too much for my poor brain to handle. This is a joke about ghosts.
So I've decided that because I want to be a bit more experimental, I've decided to try and go for a honey colouring for this cat, which is, I mean, if you've seen Honey's colouring, that's some complicated stuff I'm attempting here.
Is Honey tortoiseshell?
Yeah. So I've started her off with just like going with the orange Cassandra yellow shade.
Right.
To start off with, and then I'm going to build on top of that. Because she's got this kind of like these orange bits coming through brown and kind of darker brown, which is almost black. So that's what I'm doing.
Quite a task. I don't know, someone in chat might know this if there are any cat experts, or you might know this, Lolies. But is it true that all tortoise shells are female? That is what I always believed, or was told at some point. But I don't know if it's just one of those things where I was told it once and then just accepted that forever.
I don't know actually. It's like I think I read somewhere that if you have a white cat with blue eyes, that cat is blind.
White cat with blue eyes. Huh.
Yeah,
I hadn't heard that.
apparently. And then I did I meet a cat or did I think I might have met a cat that was white and had one blue eye and one green eye, and she was blind in the blue eye.
Ah.
Seems to be a thing.
I had a tortoiseshell cat for many years who was named after my year 4 crush.
Oh.
And then she went on to live almost 20 years, almost to
Oh.
just spite me and cause me constant embarrassment about that fact.
What was the cat's name?
Emma.
No way!
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And we put them all in a hat as well. I think there were much worse names that my much younger sister came up with, as you do if you're like 4. But yeah. So yes, she lived a very long life.
The 10th iris says about 0.1% of torties are male.
Yeah. Thanks for the fact.
Also, we have another super chat from CookieCat94 who says 2 cheeses are walking through the woods when they hear a spooky sound. One cheese turns to the other and shouts, "Ricotta Gouda here?"
So,
Ricotta Gouda here.
oh.
Ricotta Gouda here? Gouda here.
Yeah, ricotta Gouda here. As
We got ricotta get out of here. Ah.
I know it as Gouda.
Yeah.
Gouda.
But they have done G and then a line, like as if the G was separate from
like
the rest.
Gouda here? I don't.
Oh, they're asking if it was the crush or the cat that lived for another 20 years.
I assume that my crush is still with us. I don't actually know because we didn't stay in touch. As is often the way with someone that you have a crush on when you're like 6.
Oh, okay. So we've got somebody in the chat who had a white cat with blue eyes, and she was not blind.
Ah.
So that is a fake fact that I once read. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry in chat that we've got buffering. Don't seem to be able to fix it. Hold on. Yeah. Or I'm working on it, but I haven't gotten there yet.
The problem with painting minis, well, for me, not in general, is that I immediately am drawn to like, that coat would look really nice in purple. So I just paint the coat in purple, and then I'm like, oh yeah, right, I should probably do the bits that are underneath it first, because that would make it a lot easier for me. But I'm just so excited to clad my person in a purple coat.
I think I need like more color choices, because I've had the same color choices since I started at Dicebreaker, which has been months and months and months. So I just keep using the same colors over and over again. And a lot of them unfortunately don't really work together very well. And I have a lot of the same colors as well, multiple times.
Yeah, I think normally for a long time we had kind of like the classic primary colors, then like leather brown and like goblin green and whatnot. And we decided to invest in a slightly more adventurous color palette, which has been kind of a godsend to some degree, because at some point we were painting so many miniatures and they were all dressed in like a black overcoat, blue jeans, brown boots. They started to look a little bit seamy.
So, well, this is kind of why I decided to go with like a tortoiseshell thing, because it's still using the same colors that I use over and over again, but I'm trying to just be a bit more creative about it.
Yeah.
Who do you go see to get made up?
To get made up? I don't know.
A beautician.
Ah, that's good. Okay. See,
Sorry, I am messaging Wheels to see if he can help me out at all, but he doesn't seem to know what the problem is either.
well, as long as I mean, it's just kind of us painting bits, so hopefully it's still watchable, listenable. But technical issues, it's half the. I mean, it's like most of the job, right?
Yep.
It's like everyone's like, oh
At the
yeah, it must be
moment.
really fun to play board games all the time, and it's like a lot of it is just fiddling around with settings or like staring at a screen trying to get something to work, changing one thing, and then it suddenly goes.
Right, I think it's fine again. From my end, it looks fine. So I'm just gonna keep on painting on, because my cat is still yellow. It did need to dry for a while, to be fair. So I'm wondering, should I go over it with yellow again to make it more of an orange, or nah? I'm gonna go. I started with the Cassandra yellow, and now I've got a Seraphim sepia and also a Reichland flesh shade, which actually I might test them before I use them. But I think one of them is like one type of brown and one of them is a darker type of brown. So I think I'm gonna be layering them on now, and also leaving some bits exposed so that the orange bit is still showing through.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
I have good plans. If it works out is another thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's always the way. It's like, oh, I know exactly how I want this miniature to look. Oh no, my physical skill with a brush is not up to this.
Yeah. But it's fun trying. It sure is fun trying.
It is. That's the main thing. I think, like a lot of people feel a bit intimidated by painting miniatures because, you do see some amazing miniatures online, and it's like that's great. Like there are people who are very good at this. Also, you can just do it and, just do it to the level you're comfortable with, and the more you do it, the better you'll get.
I have to say, like, my respect for people who are good at like miniature painting has just gone up so high since I started doing it myself, because it's incredible. Like now that I can see like the details and just the work and the, I don't know, just the skill behind it, I'm like just blown away by some of the painting work that I see like online and stuff.
Yeah. But it's like anything. There are different levels to all. So
yeah.
If you're thinking about getting into painting miniatures, you should just do it. You don't feel like you have to buy all the top end stuff. Don't feel like you have to produce something that's like competition level out of the gate. Just paint for fun.
Okay, we have a super chat from Hello, I'm Duke N, who's saying, speaking of colours, you all had an intense heated discussion regarding colours from Wheels' tweet. What made you all decide to do that? Haha. I was off that day, but I ended up getting involved on Twitter when he posted that tweet.
I can't remember what it was. We were discussing RPGs. And we were discussing a particular RPG's rulebook, and whether it was pretty enough, because Wills is currently working on a list of the most beautiful RPGs. So we were all kind of weighing in on this, and it had very, very nice artwork, but it had the surrounding kind of like page decoration frames was all yellow and orange, and I personally do not like yellow and orange as colors. This may stem from the fact that as a child I had an Action Man orange bedroom, which was horrendously orange. The most orange of orange. I also had a camouflage net that I think was from like a military surplus store, and it smelt to the point where my mum eventually took it outside and like didn't let it come back inside because it smelled so bad.
God.
But it might stem from that. But I've just never liked the color yellow particularly. It's acceptable in some things. I obviously I rammed this up because I thought it was funny and it would wind Wheels up, because Wheels immediately came back with actually yellow's good, which he's wrong.
Yellow is Wheels' favorite color. For
Is it
reference.
really? I didn't realize it was his actual favorite color. I knew he
Yeah.
likes the sunset palette, and
No, he really loves yellow.
I love the color purple, which is in the sunset palette. So I've got nothing, the one half of the sunset palette from kind of red through to purple. Great. Love it. Looks fantastic. Yellow and orange. Yeah. They're just not, don't like them.
Yeah. I mean, there was some harsh words said about the color blue. Which, to be honest, was kind of hurt, because seeing as my hair color at the moment is blue, and Wheels just absolutely crapped on it.
As the team representative of the color blue.
Yes, he was just like really laying into it. Yeah, so there was a bit of back and forth on Twitter about that then as well. The thing is, I really don't like orange. Orange is my least favorite color in the whole world. I like yellow. Yellow's nice. Green I'm not that fussed about. Although I've started coming around to it a bit more over the years. But blue is one of my favorite colors.
I think blue is often seen a bit as like, it's not cool to say that blue is your favorite color, right? Because it's like between blue and red, I think people often pick. So it's seen as a bit of a like non-adventurous choice. I'm indifferent about blue. I think it's my wife's favorite color. It's one of those things where I'm always deeply disappointed that board games don't have purple pieces in, although I would expect they're probably not great for folks who are colorblind.
So... It's funny because there was a similar color debate when I was still working at Big Potato, and two of the girls, the design team is only made up of like, well, at the time was only made up of like 3 people. 2 of them were girls who hated the color purple, and the fact like that 2 people who were like design, in the design world, whatever, hated the color purple made me really like self-conscious about the fact that I really liked purple, because I was like, am I wrong? Like, these people know about colors. But also I was like, I really like purple, but they were just really mean about it.
Really? Wow.
And I don't I don't know, I like colors, and there's colors I really don't like, but I would never obviously I say I hate orange, right? But I'd never like dump on somebody for liking orange. Like, if you like orange, that's fine. You like what you like. But I don't want orange in my life. But like I feel like that the purple and blue debate in recent years has hit me personally quite hard.
Yeah, to be clear, it was all said in jest. I don't have a grudge against the color yellow or anyone that
there
likes
is
it.
a dicebreaker feud going on at the moment because of this color debate. No, there's not. But yeah, I guess that's how it started, and I don't think it's actually come to an end yet.
No, we didn't really resolve it. It just kind of in that classic way of arguments, Wills took the argument and put it on Twitter to throw it open to the world.
Yep.
But I think we've discussed kind of the colors that appear in board games before. Maybe on the podcast, I think someone asked about it. And it is one of those things where, obviously, accessibility is important. So there are certain colors that pop up because they are very easy to distinguish. In low light, or if you're colorblind, or whatever it may be. But sometimes you just see, was it Tapestry we were talking about? Tapestry has some very strange kind of player color picks. There are 2 that, I think it might have been Tapestry, were very, very similar shades of the same color.
Paris New Eden.
Oh, maybe it's that one, I think, yeah.
Has black, grey, brown, and white. And apart from the white, all the rest of them look the same. It's really, really bad. Really bad. And like, because then they have, and I mean, I think they've chosen those colors because the board itself is really, really colorful, but they don't stand out from the board.
Yeah, well,
Like,
that's the thing, right? It's like at the end of the day, most player colors exist for you to look at the board and go, "Oh, I'm there." So if you can't do that, that's a bad thing.
mm-hmm. Also, Sam Robinson in chat says, I like blue and blue hair, but I hate lolies.
Wow,
Feeling the love.
that's
It's
very
fine.
mean.
It's fine. They're in my other chat all the time, giving me grief. So I'm used to it, and I take it as a joke, as it's meant to be taken. I think. I hope. Otherwise, I've just accepted a troll into my life.
Gosh. I mean, you do work with Wills as a colleague, so in many ways that's already true.
This is, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Although I never had a say in that. um, right, so I can't stop thinking. This is not technically a board game, but I can't stop thinking about it. Have you played Among Us?
I
I mean, I say
haven't.
it's not technically a board game. The reason I say that is because it's similar to a lot of board games. So
It
I feel like
is.
it is kind of like a board game.
And you know what, Lolies? You know where you might
Yes.
be able to find a list of games, board games that are similar to Among Us?
Board game geek? No, I'm joking.
Lolies,
I'm joking.
of course, dicebreaker.com. Because yeah, it's interesting that Among Us is just blowing up at the moment because it is kind of for full disclosure, I've watched some of it, but I've not played it myself. But it just kind of seems like a social deduction game,
It is.
basically.
It is. It is. It's just they've made a video game version of a social deduction game, which is great because especially at the moment, like one of my favorite games of all time is Secret Hitler, which is a great social deduction game. But you kind of need like minimum 6 to 7 people, for it to be a good game. And obviously at the moment, you can't really get people together. And like Secret Hitler in particular, unlike like games like Werewolf, doesn't really work. No, it doesn't work at all actually. Over like Skype or Zoom or whatever.
Hmm.
So the fact that they've, well, I think this game has been out for a while, as far as I know, but it's
Yeah.
just kind of blown up recently for some reason. Maybe because of the current situation. But like, yeah, the fact that I'm able to play a game that gives me the experience of Secret Hitler, and play it with the same crowd that I play Secret Hitler with, is fantastic and highly recommend. Um, Even if you don't play video games, if you're a board gamer or whatever, this is the closest thing to a board game I've played in video game form. Just
Yeah, it's yeah, I think it came out a couple of years ago, but I think you're right in that it's like very social, right? Even though you don't talk in it.
oh,
Um,
you do. There's a discussion phase where
yeah,
you talk. Although,
when you're doing
I
tasks,
guess,
it's like silent or
yeah.
you can't shout out, "Oi, you just stabbed me." You have to wait. You have to hold a meeting for that, like in real life.
Well, no, if you die, you're not allowed to talk.
Oh well.
Yeah. But it's great. I'm getting to stretch my social deduction muscles, which is nice. I'm taking full advantage while before you remember like in the early lockdown days where everyone was zooming all the time and then it died. I'm trying to take advantage of the Among Us hype before it dies and disappears into oblivion.
Yeah, I think it was nice in some ways. It was really nice to be like, oh, I can still hang out with my friends and do things. And then at some point, it was like, oh, my family wants to do a weekly quiz every
Yes.
week over Zoom. It's like it's nice once, but then doing it week after week, it was like, oh, okay, you're
It's like a bit of a
still
chore.
going with this, huh?
Yeah.
So yes.
By the way, we've missed two super chats. One that I meant to read out 100 years ago from Cookie Cat, 94, who said, I just found out my girlfriend is really a ghost. I had my suspicions the moment she walked through the door.
Very good.
Good. And another one that just came through that reminded me I'd missed one earlier from Spadog Foh, F-O-H. Front of house, is that what that is? Deep, rich, matte pastel navy blue is the best color. The others are fine, but I used to work nights, so I know sunrise colors are the worst. And funnily enough, that super chat is actually showing up as like a lovely sunset orange. Or a sunrise orange. So that's like, I feel like the super chat has trolled you there, Spadog.
That's nature taking its course.
Okay.
You come after orange, orange comes after you. Not sure how I'm feeling about this particular miniature.
Oh, another super chat from Sam Robinson, who says, for clarity, Lolies is the best one.
Wow.
Thank you, Sam.
Now I'm offended. Right.
Well, you can't win them all.
It's fine. I've accepted my place at the bottom of the hierarchy.
Oh, Jesus. I'm just waiting now because I'm like, most of the stuff I'm doing is the fur, which is like most of the cat. Spending a lot of time waiting, looking.
Yeah, it's definitely something
Watching.
with painting miniatures in a kind of predefined 2-hour time frame for people. Is like the feeling of like, oh, I need to be doing this. I have something to show by the end, but then sometimes you're just painting onto stuff that you should really let dry. But...
Oh. Apparently the audio is going now too.
I don't know.
It kind of went back to normal, and then it went buffery again, and now it's just we're like, this is like a cat and mouse game where we are the mice and the internet is the cat, and it's just toying with us, keeping us alive, but you know, kind of slowly murdering us.
Oh gosh. Not sure what color to so this is where I'm at with this figure.
Oh, I like
Which
that
is like
a lot.
the purple coat I'm into, but then I'm not sure what color to do the boots, because I kind of went for black shorts to stand out against the purple and white.
Well, I always like to match my shoes to my top. I think I've got
Okay, so
purple shoes.
purple. Yeah, I was thinking that. See, I need to work in some green somewhere if I'm going to keep the kind of color scheme. I was thinking of maybe doing the kind of like green stripe along the hood.
Yeah.
The thing is, green is so powerful that I feel like if you deploy it too much, it's just gonna be a bit overwhelming.
Can look a bit tacky, I think.
Yeah.
Especially, hey Grim Sever's in the chat.
Hello, Grim.
Or Ali. Let's paint cats. Do you want to see my cat, Grim? It's I haven't really done much because I'm trying to make a tortoiseshell cat, so I'm layering. I'm doing a lot of layering today, but also I've just done a golden ball. Hold on, how do I show this? You might not even see this because I think you're only getting audio.
Describe it in excruciating detail.
I have done 2 layers of yellow and a layer of light brown, so it is now an orange, and it has a golden ball.
Oh.
So, yeah. I'm gonna keep holding it up just in case it likes, just in case it wants to pick up this frame, you know. Do.
I am big into this worm purple, I will say. This is kind of like the perfect purple.
Oh god. Apparently the stream is frozen completely now.
Oh no.
Big delay. Oh, as soon as I put the mini down, the frame changed. I swear to God.
Difficult. Is it just OBS? Could you see how much CPU it's eating?
I could check, yes.
Like to work out whether I'm guessing it's network rather than like CPU bottleneck, but
No, I think it is my CPU.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
You in your home PC, or you on the work one?
I'm on the home PC, yeah, but it just it struggles.
That isn't.
Unfortunately.
Can we drop the res? I don't know if that would help. Well, I will read this super chat out in the hope it makes it through somewhere. Hello, I'm Duke N has done super chat saying for better internet access. So if it makes it through, we know that it was just what it needed. But thank you.
Oh yeah, I mean it froze on my mini at least, so we've got that. We've got 2 more super chats. Patrick Long says, "I'm compiled all the Among Us streams into a split screen video. Feelings about me publishing that? Question mark."
It's a good question, and one that I don't know if I can answer right now because it might depend on the powers that be above us. But if you send us an email, I will look into it. But I would hate to say yes and then have some kind of a issue down the line. But send us an email, contact@dicebreaker.com, and I will look into it for you.
There you go. Asked and answered, kind of. Also, Lojo has done a super chat, and it's a dancing pear, and it's got a little party hat,
Ooh.
and it's blowing a little. You're one of those party things.
Party pear.
Party what?
Party pear.
Oh yeah, party pear.
The most partying of fruits. I don't know. I feel like the most partying of fruits is probably a watermelon, right? Because it's big, so you can dish it up between like 20 people. You can fill it full of vodka or rum or something like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like,
yeah, I'm trying to think of other fruits, but I think you might be right. I think it might be watermelon. It's got the, you know. I don't know. I say you know, but I don't know, so I don't know how you'd know. Yeah, I think you made a good shot. Like, I mean, I was thinking like banana. Banana is one of my favorite fruits, but it's not very party, is it?
No, there's not enough banana to go between like more than one person, really. Like, the banana is like a breakfast fruit. Like, you cut it up and have it on cereal. I guess banana split. If everyone had a big old banana split each, I'd classify that as a party.
Oops. Would you?
But I mean, this is why I don't throw parties. Everyone just turns up. Just a bowl of bananas. There we go. Enjoy.
Unfortunately, I can't. There's suggestions coming through about how to fix the stream. Unfortunately, I can't kill everything but OBS because that means we have no Matt. That means we have no me. That means we have.
Maybe like this empty frame.
Yeah. The visuals have completely died. Fantastic. Fantastic.
We'll just describe everything. I just gave a thumbs up to the camera, and it was sarcastic. You could tell by the way I moved my thumb.
Well, we'll know in future. Alex does not run streams again. Because, oh my lord, my computer cannot handle streaming on YouTube.
It's just so wildly unpredictable, computers. We were playing Tabletop Simulator literally yesterday, and we pulled a die out of a dice bag, and it just crashed the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's you gotta love it. You gotta love technology, that thing that I desperately tried to escape in moving over to the world of board games, and here we are.
All is well. Not.
The first magazine I ever worked on was like a PC and tech magazine, and that was an eye-opening experience. I wrote a lot about printers.
Oh, I was gonna ask. So, it was like literally about like technology.
Yeah, so it was actually a trade magazine. So it was a magazine that would be kind of read in, I don't know, curries or PC World staff rooms. So it was more about the business side. So it was like, what do we think's going to sell? Because it was a job. I wanted to be a writer, and that was kind of the job that came up. So a lot of it was calling round shops, asking what they thought were going to be the big sellers. Speaking with business people who would chat about this, that, or the other. I was also, for a while, the magazine's secret shopper. So I would go to a town and go around all the different kind of PC shops, big and small, and kind of rate them on their customer service and whatnot, and their selection of products. It was it was an interesting experience.
I once did a mystery shopping thing. Where I had to go into a travel agent's, and just I had to like pretend want to book a holiday, and it was just about like the customer service and stuff like that. But it was I felt really bad because obviously like I guess they get some kind of commission or something, and I had to be like at the end, like, because it kind of tells you what to say, what questions to ask, all these kind of things. And at the end, I was told to say like, oh, I have to talk to someone about it before I can book it, kind of thing. Well, I felt really bad for like leading someone astray like that. But,
yeah, it is a kind of weird thing where it's like, oh, like I'm not here to actually buy anything, like, but hopefully, if the stuff is good enough, you then cause more business for them. So hopefully it makes up for it. Yes, it was an eye-opening time. Did you work in retail before you got into all of this, board games and whatnot?
I've had lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of jobs. There was like, my mom at one point was like, put together a CV and put like your last 5 years worth of jobs in. And I was like, okay. I made the
60
CV.
entries.
No, in 5 years I had worked 19 jobs.
Wow, blimey,
in just like a 1 5-year increment.
Is that because it was like temp work, or?
It was because I was moving around at the time,
okay.
And also I was working like 3 jobs at once, kind of thing, a lot of the time. So just just kind of all added up. I was like, she was like, okay, maybe don't put all of your work experience in. It was a lot. But yeah, I was like moving around quite a bit because it was when I kind of finished college, and kind of everywhere.
I do think it's one of those things that everyone should do at least once in their lives, is be on the other side of the counter or desk or whatever it may be.
I used to work at a petrol station, and we would get mystery shoppers in there, and so like you were expected to ask certain questions or try and sell them certain things, whatever. But a lot of times, like, you'd kind of know who the mystery shoppers were because of the way they behaved.
Yeah, I think, so I used to work in a cinema, and occasionally we would get the heads up that there was I guess you wouldn't say mystery shopper, but that kind of thing where they would come and evaluate everything. but we knew they were coming, so
Right.
it was pretty obvious. So it came as a surprise to nobody. But yes, working in a cinema, that
I'd
was
love to work in a cinema.
well. You say that. It was, I mean, I absolutely love films. And while I was there, I saw literally zero films because I was working every hour. The closest I
Oh.
got was seeing the credits for the Will Smith film After Earth, which is very bad. But I saw those credits approximately, I don't know, 60 to 100 times. Um, but I've never seen that film.
Because
But
you come in at the end to
yeah,
like
exactly.
pick up
Yeah.
the rubbish and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I found it really entertaining as well because you obviously get like people leave their rubbish, which isn't cool. I think that's one of the things is you learn that like if you didn't do already, which you should be doing, but you know, always take your rubbish,
I
like
always take
be
my
kind
rubbish.
to people, understand that they are, you know, they are just working, they are just doing their job. But it always amused me going through and just seeing what was there. And one time there was a carton of orange juice, like a big, you know, liter or 2 liter carton of orange juice and a family sharing salad that was in a massive kind of plastic bowl and had been mostly eaten. So I assume someone just came to the cinema and sat in, you know, the third row from the back, munching on this family size salad and just gulping orange juice. It was a,
Wow.
yeah, there were worse things as well.
Um, I remember like this is a really stupid story, and I don't know why I always tell it, but I like telling the story, and then I'm always met with like silence.
Oh
But
no.
it was a very funny experience at the time. When I was like a teenager, I'd gone to the cinema, and there was like I don't even remember what movie we were watching, but there was a really quiet bit where everyone the cinema was full. I was just really quiet for this one bit. I think it might have been really tense or something. And I had like a packet of Skittles or something, and I accidentally kicked them over, or like they fell off my chair or something. And next thing you just heard like lots of Skittles falling to the floor and then rolling on to like the
Oh
next few
yeah,
rows, like really loud. And the
like a
cinema was just really
rainmaker.
quiet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just really quiet, and then all at the same time, everyone just like bursts out laughing.
That's
And I was
very
just
good.
like, because I always sat in the very back row, so like it just kind of kept rolling down more and more rows in front of me.
That's brilliant. That's like the kind of thing they would do on one of those hidden camera shows, and someone would do it deliberately. But you said that story's normally met with silence. Like I thought
Yeah,
it was going to be really awkward or really kind of, you know,
no,
iffy. But you know, that's perfectly fine. That's just an amusing accident. It happens.
yeah.
I do remember seeing a film once in the cinema, and there was someone in the front row that kept falling asleep, and it was quite a quiet film. I think it was A Monster Calls, which was also quite a good film. But they kept falling asleep, and it's like a quite a dramatic film. You know, there's people talking in hushed voices about kind of serious subjects, and they snored so loudly you could hear it all across the room. And it got to the point where people would go down, wake them up, and then 2 3 minutes later, you would hear the snoring start up again. So it became almost like we were taking shifts to go and wake this person up in the front row because they just couldn't stay awake.
I never understand when people go to the cinema and just fall asleep. Like, because most of the time people know they're gonna do that as well. Like, people know that they fall asleep in the cinema.
I've done it once, and it was when I think one of the Pirates of the Caribbean films came out, and I happened to have quite a few friends whose birthdays fell within kind of 2 weeks of each other,
Yeah.
and they all decided to go to the cinema to see Pirates of the Caribbean. So I saw, I think it was probably Dead Man's Chest, something like that. I saw it about 3 or 4 times in the space of 2 weeks, and at one point I fell asleep during one. I think because I'd seen it. It's not a great film, but obviously I was just like, oh yeah, yeah, I remember this bit with the pirates, um, and just fell asleep. I remember my friend's dad waking me up very kind of kindly and being like, you
Oh.
fell asleep. Uh, also, my friends and I have been to Fright Fest a few times, which is a fantastic horror film festival, and they do an all nighter as well as a week of films. And my friend fell asleep during the horror film, and then managed to fart himself awake. Kind of broke the tension of the film we were watching because we just had like a, and then he was like, oh. Uh, uh.
Jesus Christ. No, I can't fall. I don't know how anyone falls asleep in the cinema. I'm too invested, like both financially and mentally.
That's the
And
like, especially when it's like 15 quid a ticket.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah. It's like the prices for cinema tickets over here are like something else. Cause I mean, yeah, cause in Ireland I would pay like 7-8 quid to go to the cinema. And then I came over here and it was like £13,
oh
please, for the
gosh.
ticket. And it was like, that's double for like almost double what I'm used to paying.
Yeah, that is horrendous.
Right. I need an orange. I don't have an orange. All I have is yellows or like, you know, things that are similar to yellow. Just
Things that are
yellows.
similar to yellow. Well, if you got a red, you could mix one up, right?
Yeah, but it's. Oh no, hold on. I could. I could do that, Matt Jarvis. But I kind of have already done the like brown coat now, and now I'm like, well, now I have to go back and do the bottom thing, and it's a whole thing. No, it's fine. I'm gonna do it.
Here's where I'm up to. I've
Hold on, I can't see.
given them green gloves because I thought it just might make it pop a bit more.
Yeah, I
Needed
like
a bit
it.
of green in there,
Yeah.
so just went for green gloves. I think it's working out okay. It's one of those things where, because I'm just basing it, it looks quite, to me, like just, well, here's these flat colors.
I like it. It looks great.
Someone asked to see the robot, which I haven't touched, despite being the thing. Part of me, because I'm worried, because I actually think it looks quite okay. I washed it, I gave it an ink wash, which darkened it a little bit. So I might highlight it at some point, but I was quite happy with the detailing on the banner.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
like it because also like it looks really like we've got it in the overlay and it, like obviously they've gone completely different with the colors and I was like, oh, this is really cool. But I think yours is really cool, but yours is also like quite unique. Like I don't think many people would go for that color scheme. Like in a good way, like not in a like, oh, you're special, Matt.
it's
You've
like
gone
when
with it.
someone wears like a really, like ugly, like top or hat or something, and you're like, that's unique. There's no such thing as an ugly hat or top, for the record. You wear whatever you want to wear what is comfortable.
God, this color is just lump. It's just
Just
lump.
lump.
Yeah, just big old lumpy. Right, I'm gonna do another joke. I've decided it's
Is the
time.
conversation that bad? It's like, gotta go back to the joke book, dig this out.
I just fancied a laugh.
Well, thanks so much, Lolies.
I'm actually looking if there's any horror jokes. I don't know how that would be a thing,
I think you
but
gotta go specific, right? You gotta go vampire or ghost.
yeah, I've got ghosts. Should I look vampire? I will look vampire. A vampire. Um, what are twin vampires called?
Um, I in Identicount. I don't know. I don't
Blood
know.
brothers.
Oh, Blood Brothers. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, oh, oh.
Oh.
I'm not sure about this one, but
Oh no.
I'll read it. Why do you never get fat vampires?
Mm, I don't know.
Because they eat next to nothing.
Not a fan of that one.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? Like it doesn't even make sense. Like next to nothing. I mean I understand it's a play on words, but hmm. What do vampires do between feeds?
Um. Uh. Something.
Yeah, that's
Something.
correct.
I don't know. They go to the batting cage.
No, they have a coffin break.
Oh, okay.
You've accepted that as the answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take that. Oh, what was that?
I think a kazoo fell off my table.
Oh, naturally. I should have recognised that as the noise of a falling kazoo.
Yeah, come on, Matt. Get yourself together. Jeez.
I once had a music teacher who I did not like at all. And I remember her saying very boldly, I can listen to a song and name every instrument in it. And part of me would love to play that noise to her and see if she recognizes the noise of a falling kazoo.
Do you want to play a song on the kazoo? Is that what you want me to do right now? Wait. Is this working? I've got two. I've got kazoos.
Kazoos. Oh. It just sounds like you're talking for a really bad phone line.
I need a song. Song requests in chat, please.
For the kazoo.
For the kazoo. Have you seen the Kazoo Kid? Because he is one of the best things on the internet.
I don't believe I have seen the kazoo Kid.
You so have. You must have done.
Okay, I have. Sorry.
It's like this small blonde kid. He's like from the 80s or something. And he's like, ooh, kazoo! And he's like just really weird. And he's like, we're best friends. And he's really intense and hilarious. And it's very strange. And they all dance.
This does not sound familiar to me, but I will go and seek it out.
100% you must, because it's as I say, one of the best things on the internet.
I feel like at some point I'm not hip with the memes anymore, Lolies.
This one's old. This one's been around for years.
I know, and this is how unhip I am. I haven't even caught up with it now that it's kind of cold.
Wow. Okay, I think this paint is actually dry because the one that I said was a lump.
Is it just clumping?
It's just a big clump, yeah, and it's not really unclumping. Hold on. Maybe if I squidge it. And this is the closest color to orange I have as well. Alex Meehan not enjoying my jokes in chat.
Gone for a bold kind of like bright blue for this gun. Because part of me, it's a sci-fi game, so I'm like, well, metal guns, boring, you know, like grey metal. I like the idea of just, it's a sci-fi kind of world. All the guns should be very bright coloured, you know. So my robot has red and blue swords, so I'm now painting this gun bright blue.
Oh.
And I'm going to try and keep that colour scheme, where it's just fashionably garish.
Yes, fashionably.
Setting the fashion.
We have another super chat from CookieCat94, who says, vampires aren't real unless you count Dracula. Which I think is excellent. That's a good joke.
It took me a sec, and then I got it. It's a good one.
It's a good one. That's a strong joke. Cookie Cat is always strong on the jokes, I think.
Yeah, they are.
In chat. Right. Wow. Because I just absolutely was smashing my brush into that color. I'm gonna have to do a lot of cleaning here to try and get all that mush off.
Yeah. So this is what I've ended up with on the gun. Is just this.
Oh my god, that looks so cool.
Because then
it's like an ice sword.
Yeah.
Or
I might actually go over the sword in red, so that then there's kind of a matching 4-color scheme. I say as if I am planning ahead in any way. I tell you one thing I do miss with miniatures, which I've not done in a while, is basing them, like dipping the bases in sand. I remember as a kid I was collecting Tomb Kings, and one of my favorite parts was just slapping a load of PVA over the bottom and then dunking it in a tub of sand and going, yeah, like now it's professional.
That's professional.
And that is professional. I did actually win a Warhammer painting competition in my
No
middle
way.
school. Yeah, and when I applied for this job, I dropped it in my covering letter as a little joke,
Oh my god.
and it worked out. So there you go.
Do you know, when I applied for my job at Drafts, right? It was like it asked. I think it asked a question about like, what's your favorite childhood game, or something about. It asked you some question about games, right? Because obviously the job was about games,
Mhm.
and I applied twice to Drafts. The first time I didn't get the job because I included the story. Well, I'm assuming it's because I included that story. The second time I didn't include the story and I got the job. Um, and the story that I wrote was I was like, I've always liked board games. As a kid, I used to play Monopoly by myself, and I used to just play as the other players as well as myself.
Oh,
And I was like, next, like the second time I played, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna include that story in case that was the thing that weirded them out.
I can't see. No, I think that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with playing board games by yourself.
Yeah, but Monopoly though.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe they judged your choice of board game.
Yeah,
If you
maybe.
enjoy Monopoly, it's fine.
I
It's
like
a
Monopoly.
perfectly okay. Well, it's not a great game, but the thing with
I
Monopoly,
I feel okay to admit it now. You know, I've grown.
yeah,
So
like I think everyone knows that Monopoly isn't great, but the thing is that there's a certain subset of people on the internet, as there is with everything, who are very quick to be like, Monopoly, you play Monopoly. And it's like, but everyone has played Monopoly. And so by like telling people that they've made a mistake in playing a game that nobody sets out to play a board game that they don't enjoy, really. There's always a reason to play Monopoly, whether it's just hanging out with friends or family, whatever it might be. So if it leads you to then discover games that you like even more, which realistically, there are many better games than Monopoly, that's perfectly fine. Everyone needs an in. Also, Monopoly Deal is a surprisingly good card game.
oh,
I will hear no
okay
bad
then.
words against it.
We have another super chat from Spadog, front of house. That's what I'm gonna call you. I don't know what the FYH actually means, but that's what I've decided it means.
Oh no, I'm going to tell you what your name is. This is your name now.
Until they tell me otherwise, and then I'll just keep saying front of house anyway. No, Spadog says, Halloween joke. Ring ring, who's there? The killer. The killer who stab. How does Piano Man go again?
The Billy Joel song.
Yes.
Mr. Piano Man, something like
I'll sing us a
that.
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. That's a hard one to do because it's like kind of high pitched, isn't it?
Or on a kazoo. The kazoo only has one note.
I'll leave it there.
I'd say that's a pretty good effort, Lolies. A
Thank you.
kazoo not known for its, musical range, really. That was a pretty good effort.
It's drafts as in the game, Aiden. So with a GH. Uh, getting a lot of funny comments about me being sad and a weirdo about my failed application now.
I don't think it's sad or weird.
I definitely think it was weird.
No.
I'm
Nah.
happy to admit it.
That's how you make yourself stand out, right? Like it's those little personality bits that pull on through.
I don't know.
All right. The sword is now red. I think it looks much better.
Oh,
That's
that
much
looks
better, isn't it?
great.
It stands out.
Yeah. So colorful.
It's coming together.
It's so quirky.
So unique.
That's another word that people like using. That's what I'll often like. I do use the word quirky for something that's actually quirky, but sometimes if I'm like, yeah, it's quirky. If I don't know what else to say about it.
I feel
It's
like
different.
there was a stage, and maybe it still happens because I've not been a teenager for many years at this point, but when at school there was just a thing where everyone's personality was random. Like, oh
Oh
my
my god,
God, I'm
yeah.
so random.
Oh my god, that's so random. Yeah, I used to carry a dhoti and a bow tie in my bag because I was so random. You know, I just whip out a dhoti and it would be so random. God, such a loser.
All right, I'm gonna. So, all right, I might start trying to touch up this robot that I have.
Oh yeah, Emma Benton's just talking about the Miss Monopoly. Have you seen that?
I have seen that. I believe we may have written a story on it when it was announced. Yeah,
I
it's
thought.
they sure are pumping out a lot of monopolies, and that one just felt a bit disingenuous, let's say.
It looked like it was for kids, first of all. Um, yeah, no, I hated everything about it. It's
Also,
just why?
Hasbro are relatively notorious for not acknowledging that Monopoly was originally created by female inventor Lizzie Meggie.
Hmm.
So then having a thing that's like, we're going to celebrate women, which on the face of it, obviously great, but maybe acknowledge the inventor of this game first.
Sling us a web, you're the Spider-Man. That's great. Orange Phil commented that. That's really funny. I really want to watch like a superhero movie. Actually, I haven't been. Actually, do you know what? It's not even that. I just want to go to the cinema. I haven't been to the cinema in. We were supposed to go to the cinema actually just before lockdown because it was Liam and my anniversary like a week before lockdown, and we were like, let's go to the cinema. But we were both quite busy. I think we just come. You know, I just come back from um,
PAX, right?
Boston, yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he'd just come back from. He was in Saudi Arabia for a week, I
Wow.
think, and yeah. So we're like, okay, let's do that in a couple of weeks. And the next thing it was like, no, we're not allowed to go anywhere. We
Yeah,
never went.
I miss the cinema.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's that thing where it's like there's so much convenience in Netflix and streaming
Hmm.
and all of that, but nothing beats kind of being in a room with other people, kind of feeling the audience react to it. It's like going to a gig, right, versus listening to a CD.
Yeah.
It's like there's benefits in both, but there's something about being in a cinema. It's one of the things I really like about Fright Fest actually, is that a lot of the films played at Fright Fest are not great. They're kind of small, low budget horror films. But because you're in a room with a load of people who just get it, like they get the genre, they get why they're there, like
Yeah.
everyone reacts together, like everyone cheers, everyone boos.
Oh.
It becomes, this real social thing. And I think it's similar with board games. Like we've played a load of board games over the internet, and it's fun. It works as a kind of, it's
Stand
what we
in.
can do right now.
Hmm.
But not being in the same room as other people, you just kind of miss that certain element.
Yeah, like when I go to gigs, I spend a lot of my time actually looking at the audience rather than whoever's playing,
Hmm.
because that's one of my favorite things is seeing people reacting to stuff. And whilst I'm not, when I go to cinema, I'm not looking around at other people. I'm watching the film, but you do still get, as you say, get that kind of like you laugh together, you cry together,
Yeah,
jump together or whatever. It's a very social thing, even though you're not like, talking to each other or whatever. You're kind of going through the same experience. I do miss it. I do miss it, and I actually because I obviously moved in lockdown, so I now live right next to a cinema, and they've opened cinemas again recently, so it's there and it's open. But I'm like, I know I don't want to go now.
Yeah,
Um, it's just tempting me though because I walk past it like all of the time. It's
yeah,
calling my name.
we're similar. We have one right round the corner here.
But although I was saying before, just before they'd open back up again, I had said to Liam, like, surely cinemas would have been one of the first things to open back up because it's quite easy to socially distance in there. You just, like, you know, make, because you can pre book and then you just make sure that certain seats are not available or whatever.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're also in a room breathing the same air for kind of like an hour and a half, 2 hours,
That's true.
or with a superhero film, like 4 hours. So
6.5 hours.
and everyone files out at the same time. Like
Mm,
I think there's still enough elements where, you know, it's not zero risk. So
yeah.
okay, this is working out okay. I'm just kind of going over some of the areas of my robot to try and bring the
Oh, you're going back to your robot.
just bring the brightness back just a tiny bit. Just where I
I think
washed it and it lost some of the pop in color.
I'm gonna do a dry brush, I think, because oh, ow, because yeah, I've just realized that I think I need to do that before I do anything else. It's a layer. Do I use a layer or do I use a base? I use a layer or a base for dry brush.
I think it's a layer. See, I dry brushing is one of those things that I am always quite afraid to do because I don't think I'm particularly good at it, and I've never been particularly good at it. So I'm always really worried about laying it on too thick and then just ending up like ruining the work I've done. But I think you use a layer, I think. Because you're essentially picking out detail, right? So
Yeah, yeah. The other one seems I don't know. I don't know. I'll go with a layer. Oh, I think Aiden is looking up Monopoly editions because they're saying there's a Reading edition, and then they were like, "Oh my, there's a Swindon edition."
yeah, there's basically an edition for every location. It feels like at this point. Well, I say many years ago, a few years ago, I interviewed the owner of the world's largest Monopoly collection, and I asked him what the kind of most sought after Monopoly was. And he said that among Monopoly collectors, the One Direction Monopoly is really kind of cherished.
Wow. I suppose maybe because like obviously One Direction have such a big following that I guess maybe it just got like swooped up and it's hard to get. Is that why?
I don't know, to be honest. He didn't actually elaborate.
I
I
reckon
just
that's probably why.
I just remember being surprised that it was kind of like this, yeah, like you say, like a mainstream kind of release.
Might have gone. This might be a bit too light.
I feel like too light is better than too dark, perhaps. Just in terms of being able to bring it back a little bit.
This is true. Yeah, I was mostly just I was looking at the cat's face and I was like, this is very dark. That's kind of what made me be like, okay, maybe I should do some highlighting. Yeah, that's already improved it. And now actually this has worked out really well because the highlights have gone in a way that they've mostly gone on the little mouth kind of just above the mouth part where yeah, so that kind of has like got most of the highlights, which is really cute. It's got a little white snout.
That's lovely.
It's gotten a bit blue now. I think I maybe have some blue left over on this from a previous time.
Cat's a little bit cold.
Meow, meow, meow. Might try and do a little eye. Now I could really use that brush that you have, like the
tiny one.
The tiny one. Or if Honey was here, I'd just get one of her hairs.
Yeah.
But alas, she was not here. She was here all morning. Beside me. Where is she when you need her, eh? Nowhere to be found. Oh, Orangerful is trying to decide which game to play tonight. Might break out Wingspan.
Wingspan's very good. It's very, very good.
Do you have the actual real life copy, Orangerful, or are you talking about the TTS version that we played on stream last week?
The official.
I'm assuming because they said breakout. I'm assuming they mean they've got a real copy. Actually, Ali, who was in the chat earlier, played it on her stream. I think earlier this week.
I think they did.
Yeah.
I think actually with the physical version there is an app. I can't remember if it is official, but there is an app where you can now scan the cards and it will play the bird noises. So it's kind of bridging the gap with the app version, because one of the nice things about the app version is it just looks and sounds very pleasant because it just plays the birds as you move them around.
Yeah. That's cute. If I had any interest in birds, I would definitely love that detail. I'm not really a bird woman. Do you like birds?
Well, my mum has a real fear of birds. And when we were growing up, we lived out in the country and we used to have birds come down the chimney.
What?
And what she would do is basically, and this makes it sound much harsher than it was, she would basically kind of like nudge me into the room, 11-year-old me, and
oh God.
knock on the door when it's gone. And so then I'd have to chase this bird around the front room, trying to open a window and get it out. So, I mean, I don't really have, I like birds, but most of my because I've always owned cats.
Yeah.
It's always been a thing where a lot of the birds I've come into close contact with have unfortunately become dinner.
Deceased.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's a good point. It's a very good point. I think I only ever had like one, maybe I had 2 different cats who brought me gifts.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mine were prolific hunters. Maybe it's because we lived in the country as well, but we had bats, we had mice.
Wow, bats.
My mum and my sister once went out swimming, and I was there looking after my sister's gerbils. And at one point, I think I'd cleared the cage out or something like that, and I trod on something that was not good, and I have a very I have a real fear of like dead things, like touching them, being near them, all of that. Like I'm very morbidly afraid, and my initial reaction was to think that this was a gerbil, and so I ended up having to call my mum in floods of tears and tell her that one of the gerbils had been eaten by the cats. But it wasn't. It was just a bit of like cat dinner that had come back up.
Oh.
So it was all okay. The gerbils were perfectly fine, but I wasn't for a little while.
Oh no. Jesus Christ. So you'd like stepped in cat sick and thought it was like a mushed up gerbil. Gerbil?
It wasn't quite like cat sick. It was like just, some kind of grim looking thing, viscera. And because I had been like clearing out the gerbils and playing with them and so on, I thought that the cat had managed to get one.
Currently trying to do the iris here, so
Intense concentration required.
It worked! Because I wanted to give it like little, because I made the eyes black, but they were quite big. So I was like, well, if I put a little white in there, then it looks like, you know, those like cute little cat eyes when their like eyes go really big. And I did it, and it worked, and it...
Nice.
I won't be able to show it on camera, I don't think, because the camera is not going to pick up this tiny, tiny detail, but I'm going to try nevertheless. There's also a severe delay, so I don't know what they can see. Hold on. I could see what they can see. Hold on, here we go. Now we can see what you can see. Oh, my camera is not focusing. Hold on a minute, let me fix that. Try again.
It's always funny that the painting streams are maybe the least technically complicated streams that we do when we're running, you know, TTS or whatever it may be, and yet they seem to present more problems than anything.
Look at the... Oh man, this is not focusing. Focus! Focus, camera, focus! You will never see it, I'm afraid. I will, hold on, did I? Yes. I will post pictures, I'm sure, after the stream. And I'll try and get it then, but to be honest, like, it's such a minute detail, I don't think my phone will even pick it up. But I will try. In case anyone really cares, I will try. Okay, we're talking about birds now. Let's find a bird joke. Where's my bird book? My bird book? My joke book.
Well, we had the wing stream. The wing stream?
Oh!
That's what it's called now. The wingspan stream was full of them.
That's true. I think I did actually use all the bird jokes for that.
All of them.
All 10 of them. Oh, no, we've got birth. Birth. Oh! Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I did. But there's also chickens, ducks, owls, and parrot jokes. So I've still got a few different categories available to me.
Oh, I think I can do a parrot joke that I've just come up with. So this feels like let's roll with it. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Parrot.
Parrot who?
Parrot who?
Parrot who?
Parrot who? It's a good one. See. I can hear the... Yeah, it deserves that. All right.
No, it's really good, Matt. Well done.
Oh gosh. So sincere.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's quirky. It's different.
It's quirky. It's a good effort.
Oh god. Oh, I did actually start on some of these. Actually, I think I did all of these. Yeah, I did all the parrot ones. Let's go owls instead. Lemino, P. Octopuses, old age, and owls. Those are the only things in O. Why did the owl?
Sorry?
Why did the owl?
Why did the owl? Why did the owl?
Because the woodpecker would pecker.
That feels like more of a woodpecker joke.
It did, like, it was, I don't know if you got that, but the second owl was like just taking out the H. It was just not pronouncing the H. So why did that? It's essentially, why would the owl howl?
Oh, I see.
Because the woodpecker would peck her. Anyway,
I see.
Anyway, what noise do owls make when it's raining?
I don't know. What noise do owls make when it's raining?
Choo wet choo woo.
This is why we stopped this.
Oh,
this is why we contained all the bird jokes in one stream.
It's fine. There's only 2 more. Oh god, I really like this one.
Oh no.
But I'm gonna say it. I think not in the way it's intended because I've just decided. What did the stupid owl say?
I don't know.
What? What? And what subject are owls best at?
I don't know.
Algebra.
Oh, okay.
Boy. Right. I don't really understand what's going on here.
You and me both.
See, so it's wearing little trousers. Oh my god, this. Hold on. I don't see a little skull. I want the little skull. So in this picture of the cat that I'm painting, because they've got like little paintings of them. They don't have the miniatures painted. They have paintings of them. It's got a little bird skull hanging from its belt, which is super cute. And it's got a little. Oh, that is a hood. Oh, that's all clothes. Oh no. Right, because the tail and the fur on the clothes are the same, look the same, I painted the hood like the fur of the cat. Right. It's fine, I can fix it. Maybe. I'll try. Oh. It's fine. Don't worry about it, everyone. It's fine. CookieCat94 is on a super chat to buy Matt a better joke.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm assuming they hadn't gotten to my jokes when they did that.
Oh no. Oh, I thought it was like jokes being directed that you were telling to me because I was unimpressed, but in that case, that's mean. I'm sorry.
I mean, maybe I got it wrong. Maybe you're right.
I will endeavour to invent a better joke next time. Oh, I'm being offered a joke book. Oh, we have a joke book, of course.
No way!
The bumper book of silly jokes.
Yes.
Because...
Oh my god, I've got over 700. No, I've got actually. No, I've got more than that. I think I've got 2,500.
Whoa.
Jokes. Yeah.
Why did the blackbird fly into the library?
Because it. Don't know.
It was looking for bookworms.
That's good. I like that. It's a good one.
Now it's a joke off. It's a joke off stream.
Oh, I've done all mine.
Oh, when does a duck get up?
At the quack of dawn.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can find some more bird jokes. I don't know if these are organised by...
You call that a joke book? 2 bird jokes?
Why did the chicken join a band?
To clock around the clock? No. What? Yes. What? No. Go on.
Because he had a fantastic pair of drumsticks.
Oh, I was thinking like to because he wanted to rock around the clock.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think that might be all the bird related jokes. Oh, that's where does a chicken go when it dies?
Chicken. Don't know.
To oven.
Wow, that's not a joke.
I'm not sure it really works, and it's also just kind of sad.
Oh gosh. We have a super chat from Titan Uranus, who says, "What party did the owl's grandmother attend?" And they haven't included the answer, so I have to wait.
What do you get if you cross a skunk with an owl?
Smelly hoot.
Pretty close. Something that smells but doesn't give a hoot.
What?
Which doesn't make sense because it's
No.
an owl, so it does give a hoot. But there we go. I didn't write these. Oh, there's the same joke here. Why did the owl say tweet tweet? Because she didn't give a hoot. It's the same joke. They've just repeated it. What do you get if you cross a chicken with a dog?
Oh, I don't know.
Pooched eggs.
Oh, do you know what? I actually had that last week in the bird joke section.
Yeah, that's the end of the animals section, and that's all the bird jokes I can find in there. So there we go.
Well, I'm glad that happened. No,
Yeah.
I actually am. I think you had fewer but better jokes. I think yours is a joke book of quality over quantity.
It's my wife's joke book because being a teacher, she had to record videos for some of the children she teaches when they were not able to be in the school.
Yeah.
So she would just record joke videos where she would just
Aw,
tell jokes and then send the videos to the kids.
that's so sweet. Oh, did we ever get an answer for that? No.
The owl's grandmother?
Hmm. We
No.
didn't.
Is it just are we meant to invent a? It would be pretty good if they just put something that looks like a joke but actually has no question, no answer even.
uh, we do have another super chat though from CookieCat94 who says, "My pet owl will soon turn 180. He's not old. He's just has a bad neck."
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Is it though?
I
Is
mean,
it?
good in the realm of like jokes that come out of a joke book or belong in a joke book.
Yeah, Cookie Cat, you should make your own joke book.
Hmm.
Publish your own joke book. I feel like Cookie Cat has always got great bad jokes.
I always feel like Johnny does this as well, and you're very good with this. Like people that have jokes at the ready. I often don't, I can't just think of a joke off the top of my head.
No, I'm terrible. That's why I have a joke book because um I really struggle to remember jokes. I hear so many jokes and I will be like, oh my god, that's the best thing ever, and then I will never remember it ever.
Yeah, right. It's like,
There's only one joke I've ever remembered. Yeah.
which is you can't leave it hanging on that.
um,
Wait, is it tellable on this stream?
it is,
Okay.
but I think I've told it. I think I've told it a few times before. Uh, I had to change it a bit because it was at when I was told it first. I was told it a certain way, and over time I've realized that maybe I should change it a little bit to make it a bit nicer. Um, so I need to remember how it is that I've changed it. Anyway, we've got a super chat. We've got the answer to that joke. So I need to go remind myself what the joke was, for the question was. So, Titan Uranus says, what party did the owl's grandmother attend? The Hootenanny.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. It's got Hoot
Yeah.
and Nanny. I mean,
It makes me think of Jules Holland, which is always amusing.
I can't actually remember how the joke goes now. Hold on. The one joke I can always remember, and I can't.
You've forgotten it. Well, the one joke I remember is the pterodactyl one, which, although the viewers won't have seen this, I told yesterday because we were recording a preview of Dinosaur World.
I remember. It goes, how do you know you're being followed by, how do you know you're being followed by, oh my god, never mind. I can't remember. I can't
When
get
you
the words
eventually
together.
remember this joke, it better be good.
I remember, I've remembered the punchline, but I can't remember how to word the actual question. Oh, never mind. Another time. Another time.
I'm sure
when
there'll be,
when my brain is not mush, maybe.
yeah, plenty more opportunities for jokes.
Okay, I feel like I fixed it, and actually, it's nicer because now it like really brings out the face area of the cat.
Oh.
So the face is still like the fur that I'd gone with, and I have to go over the hood because at the moment I've just gone like with a base color, so I have to do a bit of work on it, but I quite like it. It's, yeah, as I said, it's kind of brought out the face a bit more, which is nice.
Nice.
'Cause I worked hard on the face.
It's the small, well, I mean, literally the small things are satisfying when you're painting miniatures. But I feel like it's those kind of things where it's like, oh yeah, like this one tiny section of this tiny model, I'm really pleased with.
Yeah,
It's always a good feeling.
for sure. For sure.
I've managed to. I've just been highlighting a little bit, so I'm bringing the color back into this robot a little bit after I washed it. So hopefully the greens are popping that little bit more now.
Yeah, they are.
Because
They're
that's what
so
they were like
luminous.
before, and then I washed it and it kind of darkened the whole thing. But I think it's coming back quite nicely. Like particularly the scabbards, I guess, or sheaths for the swords. It's a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
the. I washed them quite poorly, so they ended up collecting like a lot of the ink. So they just kind of they went this kind of like murky brown color on top of the white sheaths, but it's coming together.
Right. I think I'm gonna do a blue wash because I've gone with some kind of bluey accessoires on the cat, and I think it would be quite nice. So I've gone like the hood. I've made the hood. You won't be able to see this because my stupid camera won't show you. But I've gone with a flayed one flesh. Because I didn't want to make it white, but I kind of wanted to just make it lighter than what it was before.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna just wash that with a Drakenhof Nightshade, and I'm hoping that it works. That just looks cool as hell. Cool as hell. So I meant to play Seven Wonders last weekend.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, the one that I've got at home, that I brought home from the office. I meant to play it last weekend, but I never got a chance. And now I'm like, I really want to play this weekend, but I don't know if I'll get a chance. It's been on my list since I brought it, since I brought it home, pretty much.
I think it's mainly just visuals, right? The new one. It's not. It doesn't change the gameplay at all. But
no, I don't think so. Not as far as I could see. But I just haven't played it in ages, and I don't know if Liam's definitely not played it. I don't know if my housemate Emma's played it. Yeah, and I'd be curious to see if they like it.
yeah, it's not quite like a gateway game, right? Like it's relatively simple, but I don't. I guess it is in many ways. Like it's. I think but it hides more kind of complexity than you think when you first look at it.
Yeah.
Like it takes a couple games to just wrap your head around some of how it all comes together, like what you should be aiming for.
I was saying to Johnny the other day, I sent him a message on Slack, because I was writing like a how to play script for it, and I was like, I start the script by going, this game is super simple, and then it's like bullet points, and then a sub bullet point, and then a sub bullet point to that, and then a sub bullet point.
Because if you go to clause C under subsection D, you'll find it.
Yeah, pretty much. It is actually simple though. It's just that I think there's a lot of information at the beginning where you're like, oh, okay, wait, what? But actually, like once you play one round, all the rounds just repeat, and you just do that like a certain number of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
one of those games.
Yeah, that's often the way. It's kind of like I was teaching your Dinosaur World yesterday, and that was similar. Where it's like when you read through the rule book, it's like, oh, there's a lot here. And Dinosaur Island was similar, but actually, once you're into it, it's like, okay, so I can do these 3 things right now. Then I pick between these 3 things, and when you break it down, it eventually becomes like, oh, okay, like I pick one of these things, and I pick one of these things, and then that repeats and repeats.
Gosh darn it. Honey's just walked into the room.
I gave my my other miniature just a little wash to try and bring it out a little bit. I think it's coming together.
Oh, it's actually just gone 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock? Oh my god. How long have we been streaming for?
5 o'clock. Oh, hold on. Come here. Oh no, come here.
Oh.
She did not want to get up here. She was like
Honey always
pressing
strikes me as a
herself.
cat that doesn't really want to do much of anything, Lolies.
She was like pressing herself down to the
Oh.
floor as much as she could. I felt really bad. Here, look, you're gonna get a treat for being here though, because you're bestest girl ever. Go say hi. Hello.
I don't know where Holly's gone. Holly was kind of clawing me earlier, but she's walked off in disgust that I didn't return the affection. Oh, there she is. She was with my wife.
Hello.
Oh, that...
Right, I'll let you go down now.
There we go.
Hi. Oh, say hi. Say hi to Holly. Hello. Hello.
Holly can't see Honey because of the stream delay, but I'm sure she appreciates it.
There you go. Down you go, sweetie bug. Open
It is Dicebreaker. It's the Dicebreaker rule that if a cat walks around nearby, you need to show it off on stream.
Yeah, I'm really upset actually because I've just done a lovely wash on the hood and I was really happy with it, but I went over a little bit of it and I took off the wash on that little bit, and for some reason it won't let me put the wash back on that bit. It's a very upsetting turn of events,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. And others. Oh, here we go. Okay, I just didn't want to show it off until I'd fixed that. So, I think that's okay. Don't understand why that happened though. Okay. No, it's still happening. It's just got like
the wash
a horrible...
coming off.
Yeah, it's just a horrible bald spot. And it won't let me paint back on it.
Oh, weird.
Very weird. Maybe once I let it dry properly.
Yeah, that can be it, right? It's just...
I remember the last cat thing I did, the last cat miniature, I got it done in like an hour and I spent the rest of the stream just like doing quizzes for, I think it was Johnny on Wheels. So the fact that it took me 2 hours and I didn't finish this one,
Yeah,
it's interesting.
The way it goes sometimes, isn't it? It's like this mech I've now spent collectively probably like 5 or 6 hours doing. Maybe
It
7
looks
or
so good though.
Oh,
I
thank
like
you.
the
I always feel
details.
like Wills and Johnny are very good at this. They've been doing it a long time. And so
Yeah.
every time I look at mine, I'm just like, ugh. Like, it's just not quite where I want it to be. But, you know, it's all practice. I'm getting there slowly. But I'm quite happy with it. It's coming along.
Okay, I think I think I've done everything I want to do. I feel like this is going to be one of those minis, and I don't think I've had that with a mini yet, where I'm going to pick it up next time, and I'm going to be quite excited to finish it. Like, I feel like so far I've either had ones where I finish them in the stream, or if I don't finish them in the stream, I'm like, I don't really want to go back to that. Like, I didn't enjoy the process. But I think I will be picking this up again and trying to finish it another time.
That's good. I found when I painted one of those cats, I'll admit that I got to the end, I was like, that was so fiddly.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that again. So, I mean, fair play to you. Like,
it is very, very finicky, but I don't know. I'm okay with this one, I think. Although the bits I've got left to do are like the finickiest bits. So we'll see how I feel about it next time. In all realness.
yeah.
When it actually comes down to it.
Paint what your heart desires. That's the thing. I think that was why, like, I'm quite happy to move over to Infinity, where it's like a small selection of models and each one is kind of different, and so I can enjoy painting them rather than have like 15 of the same-ish kind of looking things and be like, oh, well, I've done one of these, now I need to do the other, 14 so that they all match.
So are all of your miniatures different then?
Yeah, because Infinity's like a skirmish game. Like the particular set I've got, I think it actually in Infinity, generally all of the miniatures tend to be like individual characters. You don't really have like groups of nameless like cannon fodder and things like that. So all of the sculpts I have are different things. because I think you only play the most miniatures you ever have in Infinity is like 15. So
Oh,
it
okay.
just tops out at that. So I've got like 6.
Cool. Well, shall we call it a day then?
Yeah, let's call it there. It's been, despite a few technical hiccups, unavoidably, it's been a very enjoyable stream. We got
Very
some
pleasant.
good work done.
Very pleasant Thursday afternoon painting has been done today. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us today for another lovely stream. Apologies again for the tech issues earlier on. There's nothing much we could do there except try and work with it. There'll be more coming this week. Obviously, we've got the podcast coming tomorrow. And look out for Wheels' Beautiful RPGs video that's coming this weekend on YouTube as well. The reason he's not here is because he's working on that, so keep your eye peeled for that. And then of course there'll be stuff popping up on the website as well. I don't know if you want to plug any of that, Matt. I mean, we do that usually on the podcast, but
Yeah, well, podcast's up tomorrow, and then I think basically the bits that are up on the website now, you can go and read me chatting about board games that are broken and why they're not bad, because they make things a bit more interesting. We've just got kind of the usual news and features going up. I mentioned earlier, if you are enjoying Among Us, there is a list of board games you may enjoy, and many of them can be played over the internet as well. So hey,
yes,
go and check that out if you're having fun with Among Us.
I did have a look at that list myself, and there's some bangers.
And you went,
in there.
why has he picked this?
I did do that about 1 or 2, yeah.
It's always the thing. It's like you pick 6. I mean, you could pick 20 and they would all kind of fit in there. So when people are like, why didn't you include this? And it's like, it's still a great game. You could have put it in there, but it just wasn't the one I picked, basically.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to put the ending, what's it called? Screen on now. So stay tuned if you want to see a funny picture of Honey. That's it from us for today. Have a great Thursday, everyone. Bye.
Bye.